Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to be making a tier list based on the viability of all the current hunters in the Star Wars Hunters meta. So for context, I used to play SWTOR pretty competitively. In Season 1, about 10 or more years ago, I placed within the top 200 players, and it was also actually 4v4 ranked competitive. Here in Hunters so far, I've had about an 80 to 90% win rate, so I think it's going similarly. This game is amazing and awesome fun. If you haven't played it yet, you should definitely check it out. But the biggest problem I see for new players is a lot of these tier lists are absolute trash, like garbage. So take it from me, check it out, and let's jump right into it. The definitive Star Wars Hunters tier list, Season 1. Alright, first things first, S tier, Sentinel. Yeah, he's got the S in the name. His kit is just devastating. I don't know, 600 health, you're not going to take him out, like with that armor, with that shield. He can actually pop it, put it back down, recharge, whatever. You can manipulate it in a lot of ways. The skill ceiling is not that high, but he makes a lot of a difference in just about any team comp. And at the start of the A tier, I'm going to pop Aran Tal, Season 1 champion. Yeah, he's pretty solid. He can't be caught. If you're using his jetpack appropriately, you're not going to get into a situation that you're going to lose. Like, you're going to get out of most of that, like 95% of situations. You're not going to get caught dead if you're smart. There's a really high skill ceiling for this guy. I don't know. The sky's the limit. He's really solid. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and place Slingshot. I'd say he's A tier. He's a strong-ass tank. He's got some problems, like, his ults could be better, could have more range. I don't know. I think he's solid, though. That shield is really powerful, and he's got a lot of mobility. That's a big, big plus. Damage output is okay, too. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and fix a problem with a lot of the other tier lists. Rieve is B tier. She's B tier. She falls flat. She has 150 health. That is a big problem in this game. You can get 2-3 shot. Like, okay, you're fighting someone 1v1, you're probably dead. You're fighting someone 1v2 or in a team fight. If they focus you, they can kill you in a second or less. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You're off, you're erased, you're gone, you're dead waiting to respawn, you're dead weight on your team. I've seen this work sometimes in good comps with like a Jedi or more close range kind of brawler types because she can get in there. Maybe they're taking some of the heat, but yeah, not really good. There's a really high skill ceiling here. Maybe that can be changed, especially on Switch. It might change her to like A tier or something, but most of the Reeves you're going to see, B tier. Next up, I'm going to place Jedi right after that. Surprise, y'all. S tier. Yeah, the fact that he can heal and he has 250 health, a little bit more than Rieve, but also still has that deflect, he can actually take on many of the ranged fighters. I mean, almost everybody's a ranged fighter in 1v1 because he can deflect that right back in their face. They're dead faster than you know it. It's really sneaky. He can kind of control a fight, and if you're in a group setting, that also is where he might shine because he can use that pull to get some of those assholes like Diago, any of the sneaky ones like Zaina. Yeah, he can pull them in, devastate them real quick. He's smooth. Honestly, I thought he was a tank. I totally forgot. But, yeah, he's really good. In certain team comps, he can really shine. Next up, I'm going to place Utooni, and he's actually going to be higher than Slingshot. He's really good. Always underestimated, always undervalued. I actually had him way lower, like at the bottom of Tier A. I mean, I put a lot of people in Tier A, you'll see, because this game has a lot of good hunters. There are a lot of good choices. But Utooni I had kind of further back. Now I think he's around like second or top 3 A-tier hunters. He's really strong. That blast radius of his ranged weapon is incredible if you're playing in certain team comps or the enemy is just snowballing or they clump up a little bit too much. He can really do some amazing numbers. He has that void pull and the blast back, the shotgun, that if you use them correctly and you use the shotgun and then you use the pull and then you use the shotgun again when it comes back, you're not gonna lose many 1v1s, especially with that short range blaster that just rapid fires him to death. Is really good. Strong pick. Also, his ult is unforgettable, unmistakable. Gets like 1,000 health with the armor, is like insane. He can push any point, take any moment of any match and turn it into a victory. That's huge. I've sniped people, like 2 or 3 people on the enemy team, literally like 100 meters or 50 meters away. He's very, very good. Very good pick, Utooni. Then I'm going to go ahead and place Diago. I'd put him behind Slingshot. I just think he has some weaknesses, like the rate of fire that he has, plus the need for hitting accurate shots. That can kind of, produce some viability with that, or versatility, depending on who you place in that role. They're going to do better or worse. But I think most Diago players, they're not going to be hitting shots under that pressure, and they're going to fall apart, and they're going to get killed and crushed. His ult is really strong. It's good. It's okay, but if you get caught in the wrong moment, you're dead really quick. It's over quicker than you know it. And that's a problem with his ult that some other ults don't have. Some do. But anyway, Diago, yeah, I'd put him kind of end of A tier. He's not bad at all. He's a good pick. But yeah, depending on the map, depending on who you're fighting against, he can have some problems. Then I'm going to go ahead and place Grozz, third tank. He's solid. I hesitate to put him this low too, because I've seen matches where a Grozz gets 10, 12 kills, 0 deaths, just mows down the enemy team like his boulder. He's crushing them, flattening them. But I think there's just certain comps that I've played with, and like I can imagine he's going to have trouble facing. And there's definitely comps that bring out his strong suits, like when you have good healers on him and things like that. He's tough, but the thing is, again, like his melee kind of holds him back. There are better tank options. He's not bad at all. I've played matches where I'm Sentinel, got a Grozz. It's very tough to fight. It is not fun. So I think he's really good. He's one of my favorite picks, actually. I still play him, but I'd put him lower A tier. Then I'm going to go ahead and place Sprocket. Not a lot of people have a lot of experience with him. I don't either. It's kind of hard to say, but I would definitely place him above or below Slingshot, just around there, kind of mid A tier, higher A tier. He's a really strong healer. He puts some problems on you. He can have the burst DPS, which is stronger than some of the other healers' DPS, and it really shines sometimes. So he has some great moments, great team comps. He can actually provide damage reduction too to whoever he's healing. So yeah, he's really strong. He's really strong all around. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and place him just above Slingshot. I think he has the potential to go even higher. It just really depends on people figuring him out and getting him there. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and place my boy Charr. I think he's strong. I think he's really good. He's very strong. He's competitive. He has the ability to make a lot of champions fight close quarters and take away their ability to run away. Utooni, that's going to crush. Diago, that's going to crush. Rieve, that's going to crush. Jedi, there's just so many hunters he's a challenge for, and he's going to tick them off. Like, he's going to just be a problem. And he has really high damage. He actually has a better heal than Grozz, in my opinion. The thing is, you need to be getting hit or take damage to increase the payoff. So it kind of blocks more damage in the end. It can total up to they're wasting more shots on you, but they need to be shooting at you. So that's, his plus and minus. He has a little less health than Grozz, but I think all that CC is absolutely incredible. He's a monster on a lot of comps, and he's useful. High A. Possibly top 5, top 6. Then I'm going to go ahead. I've been ignoring her. Skora, of course. Yeah. She's really good. She's strong. She crushes it. Actually, I forgot, put her even higher than Jedi. There's nobody that there's no support that comes close to her. Paint splash ult does damage and heals. It can actually turn the tide of games very quickly. No other support has that. Most other hunters, even DPS, don't necessarily have that. Like Aran Tal, a Jedi, they're vulnerable in their ult. And that's something that Skora, she can just drop it. It's guaranteed to be a problem. She has great healing, good damage, can get out of any situation she wants. Like, that dash is ridiculous. She's great. She always will be. She'll be S tier. I don't foresee any change to her Sentinel status. Alright, nearing the end here, I'm gonna go ahead and put Imara Vex at the end of A tier. People think she's like the GOAT. Like, I've seen her at S tier, I've seen her at the top of A tier. You can't tell me she has more utility, more tools in her belt than Aran Tal, than Utooni, than Charr. It doesn't make sense at all. She has high DPS. It's not that high. It's kind of forgettable. If you have the right person on her, like if you have a lightsaber on her, or you shut down her rockets like with a stun or some sort of CC or knockdown, that's it. Or you just shoot her in the head. She's dead. That ult's gone. Her ult is pretty strong, but yeah, I think there's plenty of weaknesses there. She's got way better options to pick from. Bottom A tier. And finally, we have Zaina right here. I'm going to drop her into D tier. There's no other place. Seriously. She has like a barrel roll. She just rolls on the ground like it's Dark Souls. It's not going to do much. She's dead. Yeah, pretty low healing compared to Sprocket and Skora. Less utility than Sprocket. I have seen her waste a lot of spots. I mow her down every time. It's just a free kill. You're not doing your team any favors. You're not picking the best support. Just don't do it, please. All right. Anyway, this is the best of the tier list. The best Star Wars Hunters tier list you're going to see. Season 1, definitive. This is how they stack up. And I'll be seeing you out there on the battlefield. Hopefully on my side.